What's up, folks? Gonna work on overlapping shapes in 1-point perspective today. So these are the stuff that you probably will need for your assignment: pencils, eraser, sharpener, and some sort of straight edge. If you don't have a ruler, you use the edge of a book, edge of a phone, whatever. So let's get this stuff out of the way. Today's purposes, horizon line will be approximately in the middle, going across. Go ahead and draw that in. And also for today's purposes, my vanishing point will be pretty much smack dab in the middle. If you need to remember where it is, you can put VP to help you remember. And we're going to do 3 sets of overlapping shapes. So we're going to have a pair of cubes up here that overlap, a pair of cubes that go across the horizon, and a pair of cubes down here. So let's get started. I'm going to have way up here at the top and let's bring it down about that far. This far, and like that. Oh, almost made it. Right, so I got my first rectangle, pretty much. Really need to connect that, huh? There we go. Last time we put little dots on the corners to connect. I'm not going to bother with that today. You can still use that if you want. And remember, draw lightly when you're connecting. So put my little pencil there, line up with the finishing point. Same thing at this little corner. And I didn't even go all the way because I know that I'm going to make it about this big. Alright, so now we chop it off. If this is vertical, my next line is going to be vertical. If this is horizontal, it's going to be horizontal up there too. So I'm going to slide this down, chop it off. How do I know where to put this line? I slide down until I hit that corner. So if you could put your pencil on it if you wanted to, slide it down and cut across. Pretty good. Erase what you don't need. I probably drew it a little bit too dark because we're going to be doing all kinds of erasing today. So how do I get an overlap? I'm going to draw my next rectangle somewhere on top of this one, and then we'll decide whether the first one or the second one is closer. So I'm going to draw a rectangle. I'm going to do a skinny one this way. And once again, I'm drawing too heavily, but it's going to be alright in the end, I think. It's just harder to erase. Alright, so there's an approximate rectangle. It's not quite perfect. Going to connect the corners that I can to the vanishing point, like last time. Pencil on the corner. Line up with the vanishing point again. And the reason I'm not going the whole way is because I know that I'm going to make this pretty skinny on all sides. Need to chop it off. I'm going to echo this line over here. Bring it right down. Going to bring this across. Right, so I'm going to echo that. There you go. Erase what I don't need. Try not to lose too much of that other one yet. It's pretty much what you should have. Now, we got some overlap there, but we got some issues with the lines crossing over each other. I want this to look like the skinny one is holding up the top one. So that means I want the second one brought forward. So how do I do that? Remember when we crossed the horizon in the last episode? Same thing here. This little line here that's inside of my skinny one, I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm gonna get rid of this one too. Same thing here. Boom. Done. So let's do one that crosses the horizon line. There's my rectangle. I'm going to connect those to this, because remember, if it's on the horizon line or crosses over the horizon line, you're probably just going to have two, right? Let's connect that up. Same thing here. And chop it off. So since this is completely vertical, my next line also completely vertical. Erase what I don't need. And this is what I was talking about earlier when we did the 9 cubes. That horizon line, I want that to be behind this cube. I want this cube to overlap the horizon. So I get rid of that one and this one. I need a second box. Oops, a little too far, which is not a problem if you're drawing light enough. Kind of fudging that one. Connect it to the vanishing point. Remember, just because I'm going fast doesn't mean you can't rewind this and watch it again if you need to. It's not quite at the corner, so I'm going to get rid of that. I don't like that. Let's try that again. A little better. So chop it off. Echo in this line. Chop it. Get rid of what I don't need. Try not to mess with the horizon line though, unless it's inside a box. Okay, so I could put this one in front or behind. Since I want this one in front, I'm going to erase anything inside of it. So this line here and this line here need to go. Voila, overlapping forms. And the difference between a shape and a form is a shape is two-dimensional, right? It just goes 1, 2 directions. 3D, it goes 1, 2, and the third, right? That's why there's 3D movies and 3D printing, just saying. So in the bottom one, I'll switch it up. I'm still gonna make 2 forms, but I'll make the second drawing go behind the first one. So I'm gonna make a box down here. Not quite 90-degree corners, but it's close. Connect the dots, corner to corner, or corner to vanishing point. Same thing here. If you want to go the whole way, you can, but I know that I'm thinking in my head I'm going to chop it off like that, so I'm not going real far right now. But if it helps you to go all the way, go for it. I'm going to chop it off. Since this line is vertical, I'll slide it over and do another vertical line. I'm going to go across just like this one. Slide it on up till it hits that corner. Straight across. Get rid of this because it's not part of it. And gonna make another box. Put it right here. Going to connect it to the vanishing point. And slide it over and chop it off. This one's straight across. This one's going to be straight across. So I said I was going to do it backwards this time. I'm trying to be a man of my word. Let's see what we can do. So normally, the second one, right, I made it in front. This time I'm going to make it behind. I know it's a little mind bending. It's going to be alright. So anything inside of the first one, it's not part of it, I'm going to get rid of it. So that means you can get rid of this line, this line, this line, this line, this line, this line, and that. Let's do it. Get rid of this right here. This right here. And this one right here. So this is just to show you that you can change your mind mid-art. It's okay. So anything inside this front panel, getting rid of it. Not part of it, it's got to go. Not too shabby. If I really want to make it pop for it, I could go back over the lines in this one to make it stand out better. Especially if I accidentally erased anything that I need to keep. I'm not a big fan of rulers in general, but for perspective drawing, either a ruler or a straight edge help a lot. So now I got 3 sets of overlapping. One set above, one set that crosses, and one set below. You can do the same thing over here, set you up a light source and shade it in, just like the cubes. So I'll go ahead and do the light source on this one. And you know what, we'll switch it up. We'll put the light source over here this time. So the light's coming this way. So the left side of everything, it's going to be white. Top of these are going to stay white. So the right side of stuff is going to be medium. Because I'm pretending that it's not coming at this direction, it's coming from the side, directly from the side. So it's a little different than the last one I did. And the only dark part is going to be the bottom. Alright, so you're only going to have that. Same thing here. Medium there. So I might have to get up and move around so I can get in the shading better. Like I said before in the last video, you can do hatching, cross hatching, tonal, swirling, up to you. Got medium here as well. And for the dark ones, you could probably get away with using a normal pencil, but if you wanted to, you could use that ebony pencil I hooked you up with. Forgot to put medium there. And you don't have to put the letters, but I find it helps me remember not to shade the wrong parts. Almost went a little bit too dark there. I'm a little bit messy with my shading here. It'll be okay. You get the idea. And if my two medium sections next to each other become confused, I can go back over and re-outline that if I need to. Medium. Your medium can be a little lighter than mine, it's up to you. As long as it's consistent. And some medium here. Pretty much done. Forgot about the darks though, right? So I need dark there and dark there. Don't be scared to push down hard on it. Let's see if I can get it in here. Contrast is good, so you can see now that that medium is going to contrast against the dark, make it pop a little bit. You want that. Remember, if you go outside the edges, you can still use your ruler to clean it up if you need to. That's pretty much it. Your challenge is to put 2 more overlapping forms over here, 2 more that cross the horizon line, and 2 below the horizon line. So you should have 3 sets of overlapping forms. Hit me up with an email if you got any questions. Holla.